Hi, this is Krista at the Secret Yarnery. Today I'm going to share with you my top five things to crochet for fall. What I'm going to be sharing with you today are super easy tutorials, both right and left-handed, and written patterns in plain English, so you don't have to decipher anything, for anybody, any crochet level, but also for beginners. So if you are brand new to crochet and you're thinking, what can I make for fall? All of these are totally accessible for you. If there's any sort of complicated stitch, I'll be letting you know what that is. But safe to say, you can go and grab all these patterns, watch all the tutorials, make everything, and you'll be able to do it even if you are brand new to crochet. The first super easy thing you can crochet for fall are pumpkins. So cute, right? Yes, I also made an orange one. I made these a few years ago. And the orange one, well, my kids took the orange one. So I have all my cute colored ones left, but you could make them in any color yarn you like at all. They could even just fit your decor. You don't have to think pumpkins are orange. If your living room is blue, just make a bunch of pumpkins in blue shades. Maybe put some pine cones beside them. They'd be so cute as like a centerpiece. So I just made some with the colors that I like. This is a super easy pattern. It includes all the sizes from the hot pink one, I think is the biggest, and the little blue guy is the smallest, but they're all included in the written pattern. And I probably tell you how to do it in the tutorials as well. I took them outside today to film them, and you wouldn't believe one of my leopard tortoises came over and was ramming this one. This green one, he was like, you will not be in my yard. So I guess he thought it was a male tortoise. It was a threat to his territory. So he was just pushing this one around. It was so funny. So these are super fun, easy to do. They'd also be great in scraps. If you just joined up your scrap yarn, you could make a scrappy pumpkin. They're really cute. And all you have to do for these, let me drop a bunch down. I'll show you my pink one. He's so cute. All you have to do for these is just double crochet and then front post double crochet. So instead of going into the stitch, you go around the post. Really fun to do once you get the hang of it. And then for the leaf is the only spot where you do different stitches, where you do a treble crochet, half double. So if you look at the pattern and it says you do all these different stitches, don't be thinking you're doing it all the time. The pumpkin double crochet, the leaf, you throw in some different stitches to get it to be leafy. And of course you could use any yarn at all. So put a little bit of glitz into my leaf, and it's a really kind of cute, fun way to decorate for the fall. Next pumpkin you can make, pumpkin bigger than your head. No, this is the giant crochet pumpkin floor poof. So it's actually like a footstool. It's really, really stuffed. Also really fun to do. I used 3 strands of yarn. Also put in some green. I don't know how your pumpkins are where you live, but where I live and where my pumpkins are, there's always a little bit of green on them, so I put a little bit of green every now and again on my pumpkin. And another good tip, now this was in the comments, so if you have a suggestion or an idea, let me know in the comments. I totally read them. Comment suggestion idea for this tutorial. I stuffed mine with cotton batting, like hollow fiber. Another suggestion was you don't totally shrink it shut and like stitch it shut. You shrink it shut, but you stuff it with your shopping bags. And then after Halloween, you undo it at the top and take your shopping bags out. It flattens, and that's the end of it. Smarter. I live with a huge pumpkin in my house all year round. And I do love it. It is super fun. It would also look great in like an oatmeal color. Like, also don't be thinking it has to be orange, but this one I did want to do orange because, you know, orange is a bit missing from my other pumpkins. So my big one is orange, but it would be great matching your decor, and like so fun. A nice little spot for your foot, like a footrest, or kids to sit, something nice around your house. Plus it's just really fun to do. So 3 strands of yarn, huge hook, doesn't take long at all, and you will have a fabulous crochet pumpkin. Wouldn't it be great by your front door? Like, I just see rubber boots, pumpkin, some umbrellas. I just think it's so cute. So this is the giant crochet pumpkin floor poof, complete with the little stub. And the last pumpkin suggestion super cute. It is a granny square. It's a pumpkin granny square. It's a little bit textured, as a pumpkin granny square should be. And the little stem is a little bit loose, a little bit 3D. Super easy to do, just with like basic crochet stitches. I thought this would be really cute for like a trick-or-treat bag, or the border around a bag, shopping tote, anything for the fall. Even maybe the bottom edge of a scarf. So cute. So this is the pumpkin granny square, also tutorial written pattern. Speaking of written patterns, my written patterns, I did all these today, so they are updated with, I'm not showing you the rest yet. These are my pumpkin ones because I updated them. So back page, I know I showed you this the last time, but the back page has all of the information you're gonna need. It's also on the third page, so don't think you have to flip to the back to see what you need, but it's also on the back page in case you keep your patterns like I do in a page protector. You can just flip back and be like, oh yeah, this much yarn, that color, this is the size of it. All the information is on the back page. What else I wanna show you is my planner page, also included in these written patterns. Not all of them, but the ones I'm showing you in my top 5, I have included the planner page. So that is just a great spot to keep track of all your information, all your notes for making yours, because all of my patterns, tutorials, you don't have to use the same yarn as me, you don't have to use the same hook size as me. You can use what you have, your hook size, your yarn, whatever goes together that you already have, or in case you don't want to go and grab something brand new and fresh from the shops, and it will turn out just great. So you can keep track of all of that information in the planner page at the back of the patterns. The second thing you can crochet for fall or autumn are these gorgeous sunflowers. This is my sunflower coaster pattern. Written pattern tutorials, right, left-handed. Fabulous, so easy to do, so quick, like less than half an hour. I made these with acrylic yarn because it's what I had on hand, but of course if you're doing coasters, you should be using cotton if you want them to be like absorbent. I didn't really get that far in mine. I don't have a great yellow in cotton. So that means I'm not making them in cotton, but you are welcome to make them in cotton as well. Used a 5mm crochet hook, which would also work out great if you are using, what is it, sugar and cream, cream and sugar, peaches and cream, the average cotton that you can grab in the West. They'd be great in that. Also would be great, just as they are right now, for decorations. If you want to have some, if you're making a wreath, you could pop a couple of those on the corner of your wreath. You could do different hook sizes to get them smaller or bigger, or smaller yarn, smaller hook, bigger yarn, bigger hook. You could make a whole bunch of these really cute little sunflowers to decorate around your house for the fall. Or even as an applique, you could put it on a hat, you could put it on a bag. They're really, really cute and really fast, and I think they look really great. I think they look really realistic. Well, realistic for crochet. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, another thing you could just whip up for the autumn. The next thing you can crochet for the fall is a cowl. This cowl, yep, I'm going to put it on for you, is amazing. First, I'll show you the stitch. Isn't that pretty? So this is just regular, well, it's Draylon acrylic, it's fancy acrylic, but you could use any yarn you have on hand. It is a size 4 worsted weight, and I used a big hook. I think I used a 9mm for this, so it went really fast. The stitches still have their shape and definition, but it is super squishy, really great. And it is so fast and easy to do. Do you want to know the secret? It's in a spiral. So you don't have to join. You just keep crocheting around and around and around and around and around, and then you taper it off at the top and you're finished. So no joining. So if you are learning to crochet or joining and keeping that join nice and neat and tidy, this is for you. Let me get it on there. So it is a really great cowl for like underneath your jacket, you know, just to keep your neck super warm. And it's big enough to also go over the top if you want to look a little festive. Do you know what I mean? You could be like, it goes down so it would still stay in your jacket underneath your collar, and then you'd have all this in the front. You could be like, oh, it's so chilly outside. So this is the spiral in a granny cowl. So easy to do. And does it not look complicated? Yes, it looks complicated. I'll answer that for you. Yes, it does. But it's so easy. You will like freak out at how easy it is. No joining or anything. And to go with this little number, fingerless gloves. Because who doesn't need that? So this would also make a really great gift. The fingerless gloves, also in a spiral. No joining. Easy, 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 easy. So you could whip this up. It's really fast. You could make these, they would be a great gift. Imagine getting this as a gift. You're like, oh, what a lovely cowl and what a lovely, well, fingerless gloves. So that is something fantastic to make either for yourself or for gifts. It goes together so nicely. And what I like about a cowl, you don't have to fret with like a scarf of like, how do I tie it? How wide is it? How long is it? It's a cowl. You put it around your neck. It's supposed to look squishy and wrinkly and chunky and just kind of sit there. Whereas a scarf, you're kind of like, what do I do with it? How do I style it? You don't have to style this. You just put it on your noggin. It's great. So crochet cowl and fingerless glove set. That is another thing to crochet for fall. Which gets me on to my true passion, my latest obsession, I'm so excited to share it with you, are hats. In case you didn't guess what that is, hats. I've made hats for years and I have not done a tutorial ever for hats because I always feel that no matter how great the hat is it the perfect hat? Do you know what I mean? Does it make your head feel weird? Does it fit weird? Is it difficult to size? Could you make it to fit XYZ? Like how complicated is it? All of those questions. How long does it take to make? Solved with this pattern, which is why I made so many. I've made more. I've made like probably a dozen of these hats. They're so great. So I'll show you, I'm gonna show you the hot pink. Because it's me. Good thing about this hat pattern, 2 strands of yarn, 2 strands of a regular acrylic. So yes, you could use fancy yarn, don't get me wrong. It does not have to be plain acrylic. This is plain acrylic, 2 different shades. Look how great that looks. So I used a light pink, like a baby girl pink. Am I allowed to say baby girl pink? Baby pink, baby nursery pink. Like that, you know, that pink. And then of course my bougainvillea, my hot pink. Really hard to use that baby pink without going totally into baby girl nursery pink. Do you know what I mean? Like super bubblegum, super child. It's one of those weird kind of colors. Look how good it looks with the hot pink. This is with turquoise and green. This is with a light lilac and a lavender. And this is with a mandarin orange and a really weird kind of yellowy orange. These hats, fantastic. So you can make them any size. What I have fixed with this pattern, all the bunching it up at the tops with this huge, big, hard thing, no. We have that figured out. So we don't have to bunch up the whole thing at the top. Super good all the way around. Super comfortable where your head is, because the tight bit is up here where you fold it. You could also fold it a little bit. You could fold it a lot. You don't have to fold it at all. But generally a little bit folded. This was inspired by the cool guys at my gym. I'm like, oh, look at all the cool guys. Yes, you know who you are. What you wear. And I'm like, I could wear one. So it's kind of supposed to be like that. Isn't that the cutest hat? So it's all squishy here. Covers your ears with double, right? And so spacious. So you could adjust this cuff to fit any size head, really. Like you could have it up more with a smaller cuff. Is that gonna work out? If you want it like one of those kind of hats. Or you could fold it up. Let me get it behaving. You could do a proper cuff and have it on your head like that. So cute, right? Removable pom-pom. You do not need a button. I'm telling you, everything in this tutorial is amazing, amazing. So that's coming out tomorrow. You're gonna love it. Any color, you need about 70 grams of 2 colors of worsted weight acrylic. And trying to think of the hook size, I used an 8 milli. So an 8mm hook and 2 strands or 2 balls of yarn, whatever color you like. Another good thing about it, which is why you're gonna love it even more, for presents, you can just ask somebody, like especially like your coworkers, your friends, your kids, your grandkids, niece and nephew, whoever, you could ask, like, what are your favorite 2 colors? And then use those 2 colors to make their hat, right? Because so often I ask people like, oh, what's your favorite color? Or people ask me, what's your favorite color? And I'm like, pink and green. And it's like, that's not a color, right? That's a color combination. But I can't narrow it down because green is not that great without pink and pink's not that great without green. They go together. So you could also make customized hats for gifts in the whoever's favorite 2 colors. Wouldn't that be so special? And so comfy, so easy. Anyway, I could obviously go on about those for quite a bit of time. So those are my top 4. I know there were some extras in there, but we're calling pumpkins one thing. Creators, what do they call it? Anyway, what is it? Dealer's choice? Something like that. Creator's choice. Pumpkins are 1. Okay. Next thing, the last thing to crochet for fall. Now this, you can probably see it already here. Can you see it? Do you know what I'm gonna grab? Probably not. I'm grabbing my Christmas cactus. Great to crochet for fall. Also, great to have for Thanksgiving. Technically, after I made it and Googled everything in the whole world about it, the leaf pattern, or how my leaves ended up so that I thought they looked like a cactus, a Christmas cactus, that technically is a Thanksgiving cactus. I'm cool with it. And obvious, it's in bloom. There's 2 different sizes of flowers you can put on, so it's not like so redundant of like every branch has the same flower on it. There's 2 different flowers included in the written pattern and the tutorial. And also you change how long each leaf is. You could also change how big your plant is by adding more of these stems, or reducing it and making a smaller one if you want to put it in a little terracotta pot. Mine just goes into, I call it a hockey puck. It's not a hockey puck, but it kind of reminds me of a hockey puck. My first crochet plant, it ended up being a hockey puck. This one, I just kind of made like an object. And why I do that, I put it in a terracotta pot, or I put it in a basket, I put it anywhere, and it sits and fits nicely in something heavier than crochet. So I personally am not a fan of like a crochet pot to put your crochet plant in. I want my plant to look planty, and I want my pot to be a pot. So this plant, lately I've been keeping it in this big wicker basket. I want to say it's from Zambia. I don't know, somewhere, not Kenya, that big basket. Maybe I can show you. And it just fits in the top of my basket. So is it realistic that my cactus is growing out of a big, huge wicker basket? No. But I love how it looks. I actually put it there like for safekeeping. I have a terracotta pot. Where is my terracotta pot? I think it broke when we moved. But I just put it in a terracotta pot. It looks fantastic. But now it is sitting in my big old basket in my yarnery. That's heavy, by the way. Ay, ay, ay. So that is another thing you can crochet for fall, just to give you that flower feeling all year round. And you would not believe how many people, like botanists, have, well, two botanists, like I know every botanist in the world, I don't. 2 botanists came over in the course, in the course of this plant's life, and were like, how do you get your, it was across the room, but they're like, how do you get your cactus to bloom all the time, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, you use yarn, you just crochet it. So that is another thing you can crochet for fall. It will impress everybody, and you will totally love it. So all these written patterns are available on my website, secretyarnery.com. I will link all of them also in the description box. So right and left-handed tutorials for all of those things, so you can get yourself creating something fabulous for the fall. So hope you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions for another top 5 or anything else you want to see around the yarnery, let me know in the comments, and I'm waiting for you in that video up there. Stay hooked. Yeah, I almost fudged that right. I was already saying bye, and I haven't told you that I'm waiting for you there. Probably because I'm not waiting for you there, because there's bloopers. Boom! Stay hooked. Hi, it's Krista at the Secret Yarnery. Today I'm going to share with you, did I press record? Okay, good. Whew. Good lordy, I panic. Okay, starting again. It's getting hot in here. I just started. I should get my temperature. Why is it always so 80 degrees? All right. I'm really sweating. I'm getting like a sweat mustache. Oh my goodness. We're already at 80. We're a solid 80 right now. It's climbing up because I have the lights on in here. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll check that at the end. Oh my goodness. I need that fan. Where's my fan? Not here. Okay, hurry up.